How does electricity know where to flow in a complex circuit? Why doesn't current disappear at junctions? And how do electrical engineers design everything from power plants to your smartphone using just the simple rules? Today, let's deeply understand Kirchhoff's laws step by step with real life and real engineering examples. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today's topic is Kirchhoff's laws, one of the most fundamental and powerful concepts in electrical engineering. Many people memorize the formulas, but very few truly understand why circuits behave the way they do. In this video, we're going to build your understanding right from the ground up. By the end, you'll clearly understand why Kirchhoff's laws are needed, the principles behind them, and most importantly, how they are used in daily life and real engineering projects. Let's begin. So, why do we even need Kirchhoff's laws? For simple circuits, Ohm's law is often enough. But real-world circuits aren't simple. They have multiple branches, many junctions, more than one voltage source, and several closed loops. In these complex scenarios, Ohm's law alone just can't give us the full picture. This is where Kirchhoff's laws come in. They allow us to analyze any complex circuit, accurately predict current and voltage, and ultimately, design safe and efficient electrical systems. These laws weren't just pulled out of thin air. They were introduced by a brilliant German physicist named Gustav Robert Kirchhoff way back in 1845. As electrical networks grew more and more complex, engineers desperately needed a universal method to analyze them. Kirchhoff solved this problem by applying the basic laws of physics, which is why his laws are still completely valid and essential today. At their core, Kirchhoff's laws are based onto fundamental conservation principles that govern our universe. First, the conservation of charge. This means that electric charge cannot be created or destroyed. Second, the conservation of energy. This principle states that energy can't be created or destroyed either, only transferred from one form to another. These simple, powerful ideas are what control all electrical behavior, and they are the foundation of Kirchhoff's laws. Let's start with the first one, Kirchhoff's current law, or KCL. The official statement says the algebraic sum of currents at a junction is zero. But in simple words, it just means that the total current entering a node must equal the total current leaving that node. Think about it. Current is just the flow of electric charge. Since charge can't be created or destroyed, whatever amount of charge flows into a junction must also flow out. No current gets lost or stored. At that point, a great way to visualize this is with a water pipe analogy. Imagine a junction where several water pipes meet. If 10 liters of water flow into that junction every second, then a total of 10 liters per second must flow out through the other pipes. It can't just vanish. Electric current behaves in exactly the same way. For a simple numerical example, if you have a junction where a 4 amp current and a 1 amp current are both entering, a total of 5 amps must be leaving. That's KCL in action, and you see KCL everywhere in your daily life. It's at work inside the home wiring distribution board in your house, in the complex circuits inside your mobile phone, across vast power distribution networks, and in industrial control panels. Every single junction inside any piece of electrical equipment obeys Kirchhoff's current law. Now for the second law, Kirchhoff's voltage law, or KVL. The formal statement is, the algebraic sum of all voltages around any closed loop is zero. What this really means is that voltage represents energy per unit of charge. So, as a charge travels around a complete closed loop in a circuit, the energy it gains from sources, like batteries, must be exactly equal to the energy it loses in loads, like resistors or light bulbs. Energy is always balanced. A good analogy here is cycling on a mountain road. Imagine you start at a certain point, and you climb up a hill by 20 meters. To get back to your starting point, you must eventually come down by 20 meters. You return to the exact same energy level you started with. A closed circuit loop is just like that. For instance, if you have a 12-volt battery in a simple loop, and it's connected to 3 components that have voltage drops of 5 volts for volts and 3 volts, what do you get? 12 minus 5 minus 4 minus 3 equals 0. The voltage supplied equals the voltage dropped. That's KVL, and just like KCL, KVL is all around us. It's used in the design of power adapters that charge our devices, in the complex electrical systems of electric vehicles, in solar power systems, and in uninterruptible power supplies, or UPS systems. This is where things get really interesting. How do electrical engineers use these laws in their day-to-day work? This is where theory becomes real-world practice. First, in circuit design. Before any circuit is built, engineers use KCL to calculate the current flowing through each node, and KVL to calculate the voltage drops across each component. This is critical to prevent things like overheating, component failure, or using incorrectly rated parts. For example, when designing a control panel, every wire and component size is determined using these laws. Next, in power distribution and substations, engineers apply KCL to balance the load currents across different feeders, ensuring no part of the system is overloaded. They use KVL to maintain stable voltage levels across the network. This is crucial, for instance, when adding new loads to a feeder safely without causing voltage dips for existing customers. Third is fault analysis and troubleshooting. When something goes wrong in an electrical system like a short circuit, an overload, or a voltage dip, engineers use Kirchhoff's laws as their primary diagnostic tool. They can trace abnormal current paths using KCL and identify unexpected voltage drops, using KVL to pinpoint the exact location and cause of the fault. This is how a technician might diagnose why an industrial motor is overheating. Fourth, in systems involving batteries, UPS, and solar power, engineers use KVL to calculate the total system voltage when connecting batteries or solar panels in series. They use KCL to ensure that when components are connected in parallel, they share the current properly. This is fundamental to designing a reliable solar battery bank that charges and discharges efficiently. Even in automation, control systems, and electronics design, Kirchhoff's laws are indispensable. In PLC panels, engineers use them to ensure signal integrity for sensors and relays. On printed circuit boards, or PCBs, they're used to prevent noise, avoid ground loops, and ensure the stable operation of delicate microchips. In fact, all the advanced simulation software that engineers use, like EDAP, MATLAB, and PSCAD, have Kirchhoff's laws built into their core algorithms. So, why are these two laws so incredibly important? Because they work for both AC and DC circuits. They apply to the simplest circuits and the most complex networks. They form the absolute foundation of electrical engineering, and they are used daily by every electrical engineer on the planet to ensure the safety, efficiency, and reliability of our electrical world. To summarize, Kirchhoff's laws are direct applications of the fundamental principles of conservation of charge and energy. KCL governs how current behaves at junctions, ensuring nothing is lost. KVL governs how voltage behaves in closed loops, ensuring energy is balanced. Together, they are the essential tools that allow us to build and maintain the complex electrical systems that power our modern lives. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this detailed explanation has given you a true understanding of Kirchhoff's laws. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more deep dives into engineering topics. Let me know in the comments what you'd like to learn about next. See you in the next video.